God has put so many things in my heart, so many things that I want to talk about and share today. And I thought that since I'm creating this space to be a little bit more intimate, a little bit more open, a little bit more honest on the nitty-gritty and all the hard things that we really might struggle with as moms and as true primary caretakers in our children's education and in our home and all of that stuff. I'm actually doing something that I don't like to do, which is laundry. And since we've been back from our month-long trip, I have a ton of laundry to do. I feel like laundry does not have a means to an end. It's like this never-ending cycle where there's consistent dirty laundry or laundry to put away or laundry that has to get sorted. And so before we went on our trip, I kind of created a little bit of a routine to minimize the impact that laundry had on me. And I got to get back to that in order to kind of return to my equilibrium, return to my baseline. I know that when I'm not living in a space where the laundry is piling up and the toys are everywhere and all of that stuff, I'm good. You know, I want to just encourage you that if maybe you're experiencing something like this, and maybe it'd be wise to just listen to how I go about taking this example of laundry and how I change things up a little bit. It might give you an idea of how to take some of those techniques and apply it to your life. And the way I figured out what my routine should be when it comes to laundry is that I took an approach from executive functioning. Now, for those that don't know, I'm a therapist, and so we're required to do consistent trainings and all of that stuff. And the principles of executive functioning really, there's so many principles, and I don't want to misrepresent executive functioning, but essentially what it comes down to for me is that we're going to work smarter, not harder. So we identified pain points because I feel like my bedroom cannot be a sanctuary when it's covered in piles of laundry. Either piles of laundry that need to get washed or piles of laundry that need to get put away. Like it was no longer welcoming because laundry was just slowly taking over everything. And I thought, gosh, if I could just, if I had a fairy godmother that could just do all my laundry for me, that would be beautiful. I thought, how can I minimize all of these steps? We reset the whole system by training ourselves that as soon as we get out of our clothes, we take it straight into the washer. And I set my washer on a timer to start washing at 5 a.m. the next day. I'd wake up and then I'd throw it into the dryer. And then I would spend like 15-20 minutes putting it all away, right away. Our washer and our dryer is on the second floor, so it works out for us. That doesn't work out for everybody. You'd have to adjust according to your own family dynamics and the structure of your home and all of that good stuff. So my plan might not work for everybody, but I'm just sharing that as an example that what can you take in your life and simplify it? What are those pain points for you? And laundry was so impactful for me because it was taking a lot of my time. And like I've said before, being a homeschool mom, 24 hours feels like 12. So if it's taking a lot of my time, then I'm definitely not doing any quiet time with my Bible study. I'm not spending time in prayer. I'm not spending time with my kids, although I do have them do laundry with me, but it's different. My goal was to feel peace around me, not just be in peace in my mind, but to feel peace around me in my setting. Instead of my environment impacting my mental health, I wanted it to be reversed. I wanted the peaceful state that I was working on creating in here to be reflected in my environment. And the way I like to describe it is like when if you've walked into a model home, when the house is clean, it's brand new, it smells new, the paint is fresh, The floors are glistening. You know, it looks like the light on the countertop in the kitchen is just glittering. It's beautiful, it's pristine, right? And it's staged gorgeous, and it's just welcoming and inviting. I wanted that for myself and my family. I wanted them that when they walked into their space, at least the bedrooms, right? That they can walk in and go, oh, I can relax here. And the laundry was getting in the way of that. And I know that that's not what God wants for me. We can't meet chaos in a chaotic state. We have to meet chaos in a form of peace, but be prepared for war. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna be naive to everything that we need to get done and everything that we have to do, and we're not gonna sugarcoat it, but we're gonna do it with a joyful spirit versus doing it feeling disgruntled or overwhelmed or stressed or whatever. So I had to practice some self-control, right? What does that mean? That, you know, when instead of taking off my clothes and just throwing it into the closest hamper or on the floor or whatever, no, I'm taking the time to walk it over to the washer and putting it in there. I'm practicing self-control, not being lazy, and I gotta also be willing to maintain it, you know? And so because of that, before we went on our trip, it really did help our family. Now we weren't spending weekends, you know, my husband and I, hours on the bed, folding clothes and sorting it and everything while we're watching a show. No, now we're cuddling and watching a show. That doesn't mean that there weren't bumps in the road where maybe, okay, we're falling behind on doing the laundry. Maybe we got a little too relaxed, or we got home a little too late to load up the washer. That's okay, because we're extending grace, right? We're being kind and gentle with ourselves, which is also a fruit of the Spirit. God wants us to live in order and structure. He doesn't want us to live in chaos. So I want to encourage you to look at something in your home, to figure out, what is your pain point? What is your pain point? How can we take it from 20 steps down to like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5? We want to maximize efficiency here so that we can increase productivity, you know. And for me personally, if I was done with laundry by the time I'm sitting down at the breakfast table, it was a source of accomplishment. It was a source of productivity. It made me feel like I put the right foot forward, and now I'm able to look at the rest of the day like a breath of fresh air. My mind was free because I didn't have to worry about laundry anymore. Now I know it sounds kind of like, it's just laundry, but I promise you, if this is a pain point for you, you feel me. And if it's not, then God bless you, you know, but maybe there's something else in your life that you can focus on. I have so much to share, but this video is already super long, so I'm just gonna cut it off right here, and I'll see you guys at the next video.